The following is a presentation of TFNN.
This story began on a nice Florida winter day, December 10th, 2005, when a lone fisherman in Mosquito Lagoon, out near Cape Canaveral, discovered a crab trap that appeared to have something caught inside of it. As the fisherman looked closer, he noticed that a baby dolphin was tangled in a rope that had cut off the supply of blood to the dolphin's tail. The fisherman cut the rope and called for help because he saw this dolphin was struggling. The dolphin, later named Winter, was brought to the Clearwater Marine Aquarium, but too much damage was done to her tail, and it could not be saved. Now, folks, the greatest gift you can give anyone is the gift of your attention. And that is exactly what Winter received from a group of prosthetic engineers who created an innovative new design for a prosthetic tail. Winter, she's doing just fine, and her story of survival and success has gone on to touch others, many, many others. These are folks that need a more flexible prosthetic. We can't control the circumstances of life, folks, only how we respond to them. Circumstances are like the wind. Learn to set a good sail, folks, and let the wind take you to your dreams, your treasures, and your destination. Welcome to TFNN. We're glad you're here and you have our attention.
It is now time for The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, all you wonderful money masters and treasure hunters. Welcome to the October 5th fantastic Friday edition of today's Opening Bell on the Trader's Edge. I'm your host, Steve Rhodes. Thanks so much for joining me, folks. I absolutely treasure your presence here today. My outcome is to help you to become a better money master and to provide you the tools so that you can lead an inspired life, because leading an inspired life, folks, that is what it's all about. We've got the futures are up this morning after the jobs report. We're certainly going to take a look at that, but let's go take a look at one of these tools. This is the tool, folks, that I call sharing a win-win proposition. Now, folks, you already know this. A strong relationship is what? It is a reciprocal relationship. That's why you need to be able to develop the ability to share out there. You know, what each of us do each and every day here at TFNN is we share our ideas. You got 9 hours solid today. Today it's about health and wealth out there. That, folks, is a beautiful thing. We got Nico DeHaan on from 12 to 11. He's going to get you healthy. And I hope that I'm going to help you to get you a little bit more wealthy out there. When you pass something on to somebody else, folks, whether it's an idea, maybe a feeling, a resource, everybody wins out there. And Folks in the Den, I watch Folks in the Den. If you've not tried the Tiger's Den, come over to the homepage of TFNN.com. You can try it for 30 days solid. I watch Folks in the Den on a continuous basis share ideas. I see John in there always sharing ideas with folks. That, folks, I call that a beautiful thing. Think about it like this. If you share a good idea with 10 different people, they get to hear it once, but you get to hear it 10 different times. It's probably going to do you more good than it is them. But regardless, that, folks, is what I call, what Tom really calls, right? And that's why I like to take, something like that, and that's called a beautiful thing out there. So sharing, it's what it's all about. It's the absolute best investment of your time. I know the absolute best investment of my time is sitting here with you for a couple hours a day, sharing my thoughts and my ideas. I know that when I spend 5 hours before my newsletter goes out to all of my clients, that I know that time is just so meaningful to me. I hope it is meaningful to them. I know it's meaningful to them as well out there. Folks, the way you do anything in life, it is absolutely the way that you do everything. Now, the words that I enjoy most when I, run into somebody or talk to somebody, the words that I enjoy most are to hear maybe something like, you got me started, or you turned my lights on, or you turned my mind around and you got me thinking. All those, folks, all of those are beautiful things or beautiful thoughts out there. Our capacity to grow is absolutely unlimited. Our past does not equal our future unless we want it to. And folks, there are no unresourceful people. There's only unresourceful states. That's why yesterday I worked on the state of smiling, because your state is really primarily about your physiology. If you're not in a good positive state, just straighten up your spine. Just put those shoulders back and smile. I forget the number of muscles that it takes to smile versus to frown. It is a lot less to smile, believe it or not, than it is to frown out there. So don't make it tough on yourself. Just simply go out there and smile. It's absolutely contagious. It is Fabulous Friday. And because of you folks, that is why it is fabulous. Today, this weekend, go out there, share as many ideas of your good ideas, many of your thoughts as you possibly can with the folks that are in your life that you love. Go touch somebody's life, because ultimately, no man, no woman is happy unless they've found a way to give and contribute beyond themselves out there. Let's go take a look at the contributions of the markets here. We had the markets finish up yesterday, the Dow up 80 points. The jobs numbers were out this morning. The jobless rate, the lowest level since January 2009, unexpectedly dropping to 7.8%. Sounds like it's probably funny numbers out there. We don't really care how things were derived. What we want to know is what is the market doing. Right now, you got the Dow futures up 62 points out at 13,560. The ES Mini, that's what we're taking a look at here on my screen. That's traded out at 1463. That's up another 7.25%. NASDAQ futures up big, up 16 bucks right now. That's up about 0.6%. Russell 2000 up 4 points as well. You got the King back about 11 ticks right now. Not that big of a deal. Gold finally retracing just a bit, down 11 bucks and change. Silver off 23 cents right now. Light sweet crude doesn't really know what it wants to do. It's down 63 ticks right now. Our call-in number 877-927-6648. Let's switch over now. It's Jobs Friday. Actually, let's switch over. I showed this chart last night. I think I might have showed it yesterday. This is taking a study and just simply taking a look at the last 11. Today makes number 12. The last 11 jobs reports. 8 out of those last 11, 75% of them, the market responded negatively. I suggested to my clients this morning, I think I even mentioned it on the air yesterday while I was filling in for Tom while he was at a Tiger Real Estate Investment Opportunity Fund event, that what we were looking at, if you take a look at over here in the right-hand corner, if you're watching us on Tiger TV, and if you're not watching us on Tiger TV, you can always catch the archive of this show on Channel 9. And what we're looking at here, folks, you're just simply taking a look at this symmetrical triangle that had formed. Price had moved right into that apex, and it was going to bust out or bust down. It was going to do one or the other. It certainly busted out here. That suggested to me that there was a pretty good chance that we could expect the unexpected today, because the market, the bulls, the bears, they were giving us a signal ahead of time. So that is Jobs Friday. We've got a positive result when 75% of the time, regardless of the numbers, it has a negative result. That should tell us a little something about the strength that we see in the marketplace. Let's switch over here. This is the 30-minute chart, which is showing us getting into, or showing the S&P 500 starting to get into kind of the overbought area there. You would expect to see a little bit of a pullback before it does its next zoom, zoom, zoom. If we go take a look at the actual daily chart out here of the ES Mini, what is under attack, and really if you took a look at it yesterday, what we saw was the ES Mini got inside the swing point from September 14th. Now on the ES Mini, on the S&P futures, that swing point high is 1468 out there. You're at 1463.50. That is absolutely going to get attacked. Now that is a 1.272 butterfly, and folks, you can learn more from failure. And it happens to each of us in our lives. We learn more from failure than you do from success. If you just step back and you understand that, what you're really looking at on charts is you're looking for failures. And whether you're short or it doesn't matter. You want to be able to immediately change on a dime. You know, we trade. What we trade are our beliefs, folks. What you need to be able to do when you are trading, certainly when you are trading or investing, is you need to be willing to change your beliefs. That means always step back, take a look at a new chart. It's a new palette out there. See if you see something different. The best example of that, if you haven't downloaded my my report candlesticks, silent signals, the very front page, there's an image there that I guarantee you've seen it. And so if you haven't, and you probably haven't seen it for a while, but when you look at it, you can take 2 people, 3 people, 5 people, doesn't matter, and each person is going to see a different image. You're going to see one of 2 images there. And your mind sees one image and doesn't see the other. Not until you step back and take a look at it. Well, that is the way that you use technical analysis as well. Right now, you still got that 1.272 butterfly sell pattern. that's in place here. But if you do get a close above that 1468 level, you're at 1463. And I don't mean like 1469. I mean maybe 1475, 76, 77. You want to see some conviction. Conviction is what? Wide price spread, accelerated volume. If this area here fails, where the ES Mini will travel to is the 1.618 butterfly pattern. I suspect that's where it wants to run into election time out there. That'll take the ES Mini up to 1517. Our call-in number is 877-927-6648. Let's go take a look here in the, I got the wrong clock up on my screen. No wonder I couldn't figure out what was going on out here. I got 3 minutes to go. We use a couple different clocks around here for the different shows. If we take a look at what is moving here in the pre-markets, other than a lot of pro shares, the biggest pop out there is the TBT. That was the bonds. Let's go take a look at the bonds. Being short bonds, we got a signal yesterday, and bonds selling off this morning. Bonds are going to run down to this rising trend line out here. We're taking a look at the 30-year Treasury. Now, what this is, we're taking a look at this descending tops area. Let me draw that in. I see that is not on the chart out here. And that's really coming off of the highs that were made on July 25th out there. And what we can see here is bonds never made it really back up to that area, to that top. It did a 0.786 retracement, got up to 150, 100. Bonds are absolutely showing some weakness here. I suspect that what we will see, just as we have when bonds have sold off in the past here, is that they'll come down and they will test this rising trend line. This rising trend line, folks, coming all the way off of the March 19th, 2012 lows, out at the 135.05 level, and I suspect that that's where we'll see. Where's that going to take us to? It's probably going to take us into the 145, 16-ish level, but that's where I suspect the 30-year Treasury is headed to, and that is why you see a pop in the TBT. I suspect that what we'll see is we'll see that area hold. If in fact that area holds, that is suggesting to me that the top in bonds is in. I know that my partner, Tommy, isn't going to want to hear that, but that's my thoughts of taking a look at these charts out here. That is on the 30-year Treasury. Let's go see what is going on in the currency marketplace here. So let's go ahead and take a look at the euro. The euro, after coming back into an area that used to be resistance, old resistance becomes what? It becomes new support. Came down, tested it just as it was supposed to. You've got the euro now trading close to, well, I suspect what we'll see the euro today do is get into the September 17th swing point. That low, 1.30824. It's at 1.30325. That would be a big pop. That would put another big pop in the marketplace. But the euro wants to go up and test the highs from September 17th. If we take a look at the King dollar, certainly on the weekly chart was giving us the indication that it wanted to trade lower. King dollar very close to the swing point here from September the 14th. That high, 79.26. It's at 79.35. We're going to see the King get into that swing point today. 877-927-6648. Over in Europe, you've got the DAX up 82 points, the FTSE up 43. Give us a call, folks. Would absolutely love to hear from you. We'll be right back.
What type of investor are you? Conservative, moderate, or aggressive? No matter your investor personality, your overall portfolio should reflect your financial goals, time horizon, and your risk tolerance. Help ensure your portfolio is appropriately invested with an asset allocation plan from Morgan Stanley Wealth Management. Simply picking the right stocks is not enough. Research has shown that choosing the right proportions of stocks, bonds, and cash is essential to the success of your long-term investments. Morgan Stanley believes a carefully selected portfolio can lower volatility and increase investment return potential. Find out about what an asset allocation and a Morgan Stanley Wealth Management financial advisor can do for you. Call Angela O'Brien, First Vice President and Financial Planner of the Clearwater, Florida branch at 727-441-6108 today to discuss your personal financial needs. Asset allocation does not assure a profit or protect against loss in declining financial markets. Investments and services are offered through Morgan Stanley Wealth Management, LLC. Member SIPC.
with the launch of TigerTV. TFNN has brought our programming to the next level. With TigerTV, you can gain access to each host's charts and computer screens as they host their daily stock program. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Ken Shreve, David White, Larry Pesavento, Victor Jones, or Daryl Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on TigerTV for your viewing pleasure 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't checked out TigerTV, then visit TFNN.com and see what you're missing.
80% of traders fail because they don't know when to get in or out of a market, and all because no one taught them how to read the signs. You see, the stock market has a universal language called Japanese candlesticks, and each day, the buyers and sellers, the bulls and bears, go to work and build signs. This language has been around for thousands of years, and it's easy to learn. I'm Steve Rhodes, co-host of the Money Masters Show, and I'm a master sign builder. Download my free report, Candlesticks, The Speed of Trust, on the homepage of TFNN.com for one of the best-kept candlestick secrets. I'll also be conducting an online course Friday, October 19th, to teach you the language of the market's sign builders. You'll learn the best entry and exit techniques and strategies that will create extraordinary rewards. The course will be archived so you can review it as many times as you like, because trading or investing without learning this language is like running a red light. It's an accident waiting to happen, and there's no airbags or seatbelts. All the details are on the homepage of TFNN.com.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pesavento's new trading newsletter, Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind. In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the forex market, and more. And you'll get the Technical Corner segment, which is a short but powerful weekly training session on trading. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you just the edge you've been looking for. Try Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind absolutely free for 2 weeks. Go to TFNN.com and click on the free trial link at the top of the page. That's an $85 value, yours free when you register right now. Get Larry's Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind and get the edge you've been looking for.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
Welcome back to Fantastic Friday here at TFNN, folks, and you got to check this out. While we were at break, I just about 30 seconds ago pulled up the intraday chart on the euro-US dollar currency pair and was looking for the A to B equals CD out there. Now, the A pattern on this, your A point, is the swing point low. Looks like came in at about 7:30 in the evening on September 30th, out at the 1.28028 level. That's your A point. Your B point is the spike that we saw at 12 noon on October the 2nd as it made its way up to the level of 1.29668. Pulls back. Let's go measure that retracement there from your A point to your B point. Let's see what that B to C retracement was. A little bit less than a 0.618 retracement out there. The 1-to-1 A to B equals CD. You're looking at it, if you're watching on my screen, says 1.30408. So far, during this 30-minute session, the intraday high on the euro, I kid you not, 1.30408. Folks, how does that work? Now, there is no bearish candle out here on the 30-minute chart. I was taking a look at the 30-minute chart on the U.S. On the S&P futures contract. That was suggesting it was getting in a little toppy there and a little bit of bought condition. But let's just go take this down here. Let's come down to a 10-minute chart on the euro. Still no bearish candle signals out there. You know, the bulls and bears are making signs. I can tell you right now the signs they're making are bullish signs. That would say on the 30-minute chart on the euro that what it wants to do is it wants to do more than what? More than a 1-to-1 A to B equals CD on the 30-minute chart. So let's go take a look at where that next level is. That would say the next level, unless the bears are just, in the waiting in the wings out there, the next level would take you to 1.30, looks like 855 out there. That is on the euro US dollar currency pair. Got to beware, though. You have just completed a 1-to-1 A to B equals CD out there. And, folks, 60% of the time, that is the A to B equals CD where things will stop, and then you'll see a normal breathing pattern where the market would pull back. Let's go take a look at the DAXy. Let's go take a look at the DAX over in Germany. So they're celebrating Oktoberfest, doing it nicely here. You've got the DAX up at 73.86. That's up 81 points here. The DAX trying to get into the swing point from September 21st. That is a swing point high that has volume. The low of that area, 73.91. You're at 73.85. Let's see, what did it get up to so far today? Intraday, it got up to 73.95. 73.91. So it has tagged that area. I suspect that we will see the DAX close inside that September 21st swing point. That is certainly what you want to see. I unfortunately don't have volume on the DAX here, but that was a high volume high. High volume highs get tested, folks. That's why when you're surfing through stock charts, you do want to be paying attention to volume. Both high volume lows and high volume highs out there. When you see a high volume high and you see that you've got maybe some good clear sailing at you, it's in an uptrend, that is a beautiful thing. That's what you want to be looking for. Those are the type of stocks because those high volume areas act as magnets. How about that? Either to the upside or to the downside. So always be on the search for that on any of the chart patterns that you trade out there. So the DAX doing what it should be doing as well. Haven't looked at the FTSE over in the UK in a while here, so let's go take a look at this. I've got the weekly chart up on the FTSE, so we'll take a look at the weekly first. The weekly chart is inside its swing point high from September 14th. That high out there is 59.32. The low is 57.57. You're at 58.71. So that's going to want to go tag that area as well. Let's go see what it's doing on the daily chart out here. The daily chart of the FTSE trading inside that September 14th area as well. FTSE wants to make its way up to the 59.32 level. Let's go take a look at gold and silver. Let's go take a look at the daily charts here. Let's start with gold. Gold here wants to make a run up to the 1843 level. It has made that 100% move of a move. It is, the next swing point that on the daily chart that gold has, quite frankly, is at 17. Let's take a look at this. It is at 1804.40. That is on November 8th out there. There's 150,000 contracts at that swing point. Yesterday, doing 119,000 contracts, 89,000 so far. But that's the last swing point out there. You get a close above, and I suspect that gold wants to get up to the 1843. I suspect that it wants to, even if it is overbought out here, that it wants to if you see a close above this 1804 level, that says 1843 for sure. But what it really says, folks, it says 1929. And we're not talking 1929, the stock market crash. We're talking 1929, the price where gold would want to travel to. 877-927-6648. Dow futures up 61. S&P up 7. We'll be right back, folks.
Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades remains open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors. You've heard Tom O'Brien on the air, and you've seen him on Tiger TV, as well as being featured as a regular CNBC guest and contributor, and now you can have access to his expert trading advice each morning through his daily trading newsletter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, gives traders, investors, and money managers a thorough strategy for trading stocks, options, and indices every market day. Market Insights comes out each market day before 9:30 a.m. and provides traders with Tom's daily commentary, opinion, and specific trade recommendations on the markets. Using advanced Fibonacci methods, volume indicators, Gartley patterns, candlestick charting, gaps, and market timing, Market Insights will give you specific trade recommendations including entry, stop, and exit prices. The summer is over and traders are back. Get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. If you're an investor looking for a great weekly investment newsletter, then now is the perfect time to try out Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. Every Tuesday, Ken breaks down multiple sectors in his weekly newsletter, Ultimate Growth Stocks, with a full in-depth report including specific trading recommendations within his model portfolio, charts, sector analysis, upcoming economic data, along with intra-week trading updates on newsletter positions whenever the market dictates. Right now, you can receive a full month, that's 30 days, to evaluate Ken's newsletter free of charge to see if it fits your trading plan. At less than $75 per month, Ken provides you with his expert trading advice that can pay for itself in no time. Take advantage of this great offer by signing up for a 30-day free trial to Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks today. Don't let this offer pass you by. Visit the front page of TFNN.com and sign up now. TFNN and Great Panther Silver have teamed up for another exciting silver giveaway. The Great Panther Silver Halloween giveaway will be taking place at the end of October, and for 3 full days, we'll be giving away silver coins and bars every hour from 9 a.m. till 6 p.m. to one lucky winner randomly chosen. There's no purchase necessary. For more information and to fill out your registration form today, simply visit the front page of TFNN.com where you'll find all the details. October 29th, 30th, and 31st, we'll choose one lucky winner that will receive a silver coin or bar courtesy of Great Panther Silver. Winners will be announced live on the air each hour for 3 full days. Don't miss out on this great opportunity to win free silver from TFNN and Great Panther Silver. Register today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com, and for more information on Great Panther Silver, you can click on their banner on the front page of TFNN.com or check them out on the NYSE Amex, symbol GPL, or on the Toronto Stock Exchange, symbol GPR.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
And we're off to the races. You got the Dow up 64, S&P's up 8, Composite up 14, small caps up 3. Folks, the biggest index, though, that is leading the charge is the NYSE, New York Stock Exchange, up 52 points right now. That is up 0.6%. Now, if you don't study the New York Stock Exchange index chart, you're doing yourself a disservice. It is the larger breadth of the marketplace, and you want to make sure that you do that. Now, if you do occasionally look at it, what I would suggest that you do over the weekend is go take a look at it. It's been a relatively choppy market. I would say just simply start off from the March 19, 2012 time frame. And what you'll see here is you'll see a lot of gaps. The market, the New York Stock Exchange, has been gapping up, gapping down. But go count the number of times the New York Stock Exchange has gapped down versus gapping up. In fact, especially go take a look at it coming off of the June 4th area. What you're going to actually see on the New York Stock Exchange, I'm actually just noticing it right now myself. So, but what you will see here, so you go take a look at June 1st, June 4th and June 5th, what you're going to see is an island bottom reversal. Very powerful, folks. What we've had on the New York Stock Exchange, we have had a failure at the 0.786 Gartley sell pattern. When you have a failure of a Gartley sell pattern, if you have a failure of a 0.618, where's price going to rise to? 0.786. That means if you were going to trade something, you're going to trade a Gartley pattern, your stop must, absolutely must, be on the other side of the 0.786 retracement. And don't use the exact number. Why? Because I show you that sometimes these exact numbers absolutely get hit. So make sure you give yourself a little bit of room there. If your reward to risk doesn't work on a 0.618 Gartley sell pattern, then you can't take it. Then you can't take the trade, and you just got to wait and see if it'll get up to that 0.786 level. However, same rule applies if you're trading a 0.786 Gartley sell pattern, or maybe you're trading that 0.786 Gartley buy pattern. Your stop has to be where? Exactly. It's got to be right underneath that 100% move of a move, or it's got to be below if you're on the long side out there. That has to be, because that's where price will travel to. Now, 0.786 Gartley buy and sell patterns, when they fail miserably because they do more than 100% move of a move. I mean, the probability is so high, folks, that it is one of the best trading platforms out there to be able to learn from failure. Well, we've seen the failure here on the New York Stock Exchange. You'll see more gaps to the upside than you will to the downside. The New York Stock Exchange wants to go complete that butterfly pattern. That butterfly pattern out there will take you into the 86.28 level, where that will produce a 1.272 butterfly sell pattern. You're at 84.27 right now. New York Stock Exchange, the leader in the clubhouse percentage-wise on the way up 0.6% right now. Let's go take a look at some of these stocks out here that are popping and dropping. Leading the charge on the way up here, you've got Google up almost $6. That's up 0.7%. BlackRock is up. BLK, the ticker symbol, up about almost 3%, $5 and change. You've got the financial, the FAS, the direction shares, bull of the XLF. Let's go take a look at that. That is up a couple of percentage points out there. Mentioned this on the show, on Tom's show last night, as I was preparing and taking a look at the different sectors inside the S&P, and it was the financials that were absolutely showing the strength out there. What do I say? Why do I say strength? Well, I say strength because take a look at the volume as it's been coming off of the bottom that it put in as it did a retracement back into September 26. You know, the financials on Ben Bernanke Day really took off. You had wide price spread. You had accelerated volume. You had volume up where? Up at the swing point high on September 14th. Remember I said when you take a look at a stock chart, you want to be able to find volume out there. It's the very first thing you should be looking for. And what you're looking for, if you're going to try to be bullish, you want to try to find high volume highs out there. You've got that inside the XLF. That's a September 14th swing point. The low on that, 1623, looks like it might have been hit already this morning. 1623 also happens to be the 0.786 retracement. Well, you know, we've only been trading for what here, about 8 minutes, and the actual high on the XLF, 1623. You got to love it. You got to love this stuff. So 1623 from a bullish standpoint. Now what you want to see is you want to see the XLF close inside that swing point. Do it on more than, let's see here. I don't know if it's going to do it on more. Well, you'd love to see this on a Friday for sure. More than 122 million shares. At this stage, what you will take is just simply a close inside 1623. What you don't want to see is you don't want to see it get to, let's say, 1624, close below 1623 on light volume today, because that would be a failure at a swing point on a sector that is the strong sector inside the S&P 500 out there. That's on your financials. If we take a look at what else is popping out here, you got Buffalo Wild Wings up 2.25%. Rockwood ROC, the ticker symbol, they're up 3% here. To the downside, oh boy. You've got Laporte Bank Corp, LBSBD, off 24%. We'll go take a look at that stock chart. Apple struggling. We'll certainly go take a look at Apple. That is down only 0.3%, down a couple bucks. So let's go take a look at Apple here right now. Apple, has tested my hammer candle. That's the hammer candle from September the 12th out there. That low was 656. That was tested 3-4 trading sessions ago, October 2nd. The test was on 22 million shares, lighter shares. I formed a doji there. You had a higher close that next session. Says Apple actually wants to trade higher. Yesterday was a pullback on 13 million shares, so not really too bad out there. Let's take a look at the intraday chart here on Apple. Let's just simply go down to probably should have gone down to a 5-minute chart, but let's go to a 10-minute chart out here. Let me refresh my screen, see what it is that we see. Don't see anything volume-wise. Well, let's see. Okay, right off the bat at that 9:39:40 session, you had some decent volume, 1 million shares. That was coming into this area here where there's a gap up from October the 2nd out there. The high of that gap is 662.40. I suspect we will see that area get tested here. What the volume that it's really going against is 1.2 million shares. Let's see, on the open here, it was down by just about a little bit over 1 million shares. That is on Apple out there. Let's go take a look at this equity here that's just totally getting demolished here. Laporte Bank Corp. The ticker symbol again is LP. Let me make sure. SBD. Okay, LPSBD. Let's see what we have coming down out here. Maybe this is an IPO. It's okay. So if it's an IPO, then I'm not pulling up any other data on that. So let's skip that equity here. We won't pay attention to that. You've got Mercury Computer. Okay, well, we can look at that one. Mercury Computer, that's down 20% this morning. Now it's down $2. It's trading out at $7. But let's go take a look at it anyways. MRCY. I guess it has the symbol for mercy. Getting no mercy today, though. MRCY. Let's see if it's got some, no mercy at all here. The mercy rule is in effect, but nobody is listening. And when it comes to Mercury Computers out there, popping down with volume, it's giving you signals here. Looks like a number of times. Oh, boy. So this thing is underneath. It's taken out, its most recent swing point, which was on August the 10th. That had 292,000 shares. Thus far this morning, this has done 528,000 shares in about, 12 minutes of trading. Let's go put this thing back on and folks, when you see these signs here of institutional selling, if you're in equities like this, in this case here, you'd be looking at August the 1st, where it gaps down with 563,000 shares. Just look at the chart. Just look for those high volume bars out here. Take a look at the first sign, another sign of institutional selling, all the way back into January of 2012, 868,000 shares it gaps down with. You're just seeing signs of institutional selling. You don't want to be in the equities like this. This here traded in April of last year. Traded out at as much as 21.40. It's at 7.68 right now, and it's headed lower. Let's go see maybe how low it's going to. Taking out a weekly swing point. Where's the next area here where you've got a swing point? It's all the way back to March of 2009. What a shame. March of 2009, this equity trading at about $4 for to 571 out here. That is where it is headed to at least. A rotten shame if you were in Mercury Computer out there. Let's go take a look at Sarepta Therapeutics, also giving back some of its gains here. And that is a beautiful thing. This is one that I believe you want to be paying attention to. So let's go take a look at we've got the 10-minute chart up on the screen here right now. Why the 10-minute chart? Well, first, I'll put the daily chart up here. This thing busted out with a big volume, wide price spread. Of course, it only has 22 million share float, but on October 3rd, managed to trade 27 million shares that day, busted out big volume. These folks here may have a game changer when it comes to one of the strains of muscular dystrophy, the Duchenne. Let's go take a look at how the stock chart is trading, what we should be looking for. I'm going to go ahead and put this on the 10-minute chart out here, and really this thing is pulling back nicely. The pullback here, look at the volume. Nothing compared to obviously big volume. Let me just refresh this here, make sure that this is correct. Jeez, let's see. Okay, there we go. Now we're looking at better volume picture out here. So we can see on the pullback as now this is a 10-minute chart, but still giving us good information out here. Nothing really big on the pullback. You like to be able to buy a stock where it broke out. Now, you got a wide gap out here. When I say a wide gap, folks, we're talking about it closing the day of October 2nd out at $15. And the bottom of the gap is a price point of $29.26. That's pretty wide price spread out there. What you'd like to see it do, you'd like to see it come down, get to $29.26, $29.25, and then give you some type of bullish candle. Now, we're taking a look at a 10-minute chart out here. That would be a place where your back would be up against the wall. You could go ahead and take the trade intraday. If this thing closes below that $29.26 level, you would have to say, you know what, maybe I'm going to go ahead and close out, take a small loss, and wait to see where this thing would trade down to, because you have such a wide gap out there. But watch for this as it's coming back. Yesterday it pulled back with 9.3 million shares. It'll be interesting to watch how this continues to pull back into that $29.26 level. That is on Sarepta Therapeutics out there. Let's go take a look at what else it is. Let's look at some of the IBD stocks here. Let's see how they're behaving this morning. To the upside, you've got Google, Sherwin-Williams up $1.14. Transdigm, TDG, up about 96 cents. Michael Kors. Let's go take a look at Michael Kors because that is not a bad-looking chart out there, but it has been struggling as of late. KORS is the ticker symbol out here. This is an IPO that goes back to what time frame? This goes back. This an IPO came out in December of 2011. It's actually a great-looking chart. This is from an IPO. This is really what you want to see. This means when I take a look at this thing was priced right. Everybody, well, not everybody's in a profit position, but this is the exact opposite of what the Facebook chart certainly looked like out there. Just think how much better the markets would be if Facebook had done what Kors did, didn't hype it up so much, came out properly priced, and then continued to move up out there versus the other way around. Now, if you take a look at Michael Kors here, it's had a couple of signs of strength. However, it has one sign of institutional selling, and that is the question is this institution still around out there? And what I'm talking about is the wide price spread with accelerated volume. First time that you've seen, well, really any type of true institutional selling. This is at the highs. This is the September 25th date. And the high of that candle is 54.74. You're trading at 54.14 right now. Until this clears that area, you just don't know. And, this would be a nice, see, now this equity here, we're taking a look at the Sarepta Therapeutics. So let's just take a look at Michael Kors and why you don't want to necessarily you don't want to be afraid of open windows. And so when we take a look at the gap up, we're looking at the sign of strength. Most recent real sign of strength inside Kors. And the reason I say that is because you've got wide price spread there. Gaps up on August the 14th. Now, the low out there is 47.74. So it gaps up 18 million shares. Sarepta Therapeutics could come back. This is day 2. In this case here, day 2 on Kors went ahead and tested that gap area. So what does it do on day 2, which would be August the 16th? Gets down to 47.53, closes at 49.53, $2 up. 6.7 million going against 18 million shares. That's the same type of thing that you're looking for on Sarepta Therapeutics out there for this type of test here. Now, again, on Michael Kors, it's kind of in that category of, okay, what do you want to do? And it really has not given us the most recent signal is there's a seller in there. So now it's a matter of trying to find. I think that seller would let us know, would show him or herself, their self, at the price point of 54.74. It's at 54.13 right now. That is on Michael Kors. Let's see what is not behaving inside the IBD. Panera Bread. So let's go take a look at Panera. That's an equity that had broken out. And I know it broke out because I tried shorting that stock and got taken to the, I don't know, I got to come up with something good. I guess it just simply took me to the oven and cooked me. But that's okay because I simply had a stop in place. 877-927-6648. We got the Dow up 43 points right now. S&P's up 6. We'll be right back, folks.
You take a hands-on approach to managing your investment strategy. You're always looking for the next trading opportunity to magnify your perspective. Direction Shares connects sophisticated traders with a powerful array of ETFs from a wide range of asset classes. The markets may go up and down, and you want tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor, Foreside Fund Services, LLC. David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
Recently, Basil Chapman has had some outstanding trades in his newsletter, The Opening Call. Each morning by 9 a.m., Basil uploads his newsletter to the TFNN servers so that his subscribers can access his expert trading advice. Basil gives his take on the direction of key indices and updates any active trades that his subscribers are currently in. Just recently, Basil's subscribers closed out a short position in Chipotle Mexican Grill, CMG, for more than an $86 profit per share, over a 20% gain in just one position. If you'd like to check out Basil Chapman's newsletter, The Opening Call, then visit the front page of TFNN.com and click Trading Newsletters. There you'll find Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, where you can request a free sample copy. Also, don't miss Basil's program, The Tiger Technicians Hour, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern, on TFNN.
In just December of last year, the price of gold was down over 10%. In today's highly volatile gold market, you need someone in your corner that understands the complex relationships that exist within the price of gold, as well as within a variety of gold equities. Whether it's the South African gold miners and knowing how the Rand-dollar relationship will affect their bottom line, or understanding how John Paulson's $5 billion trade in the GLD can move the market, Tom O'Brien gives you the direction you need to become a better trader each week in his newsletter, The Gold Report. With over 20 individual equities covered and almost another 20 on the potential watch list each week, in addition to covering the XAU, HUI, GLD, and dollar, The Gold Report is a great source for any trader that is looking to be diversified in today's volatile gold market. For your 30-day free trial to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report, log on to TFNN.com today. Don't miss out on this great offer. Act now.
This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. As we come back from the market, I'm having a little technical difficulty out here. I have actually lost my data feed, so I cannot tell you where the Dow is, where anything is at right now. So let's go. We can still take a look at some charts out here, although we can't really necessarily pay attention to the price that I'm going to tell you, because I really can't give you much in the way of price out here. But the currency feed seems to be working, so let's go take a look at the currency portion of the trades out here. So we were taking a look at the euro. You know, the world is always testing you, folks. That's what I'm always talking about. That it's always a test, and it's a matter of how you survive those tests. Well, you know, I've got 3.5 3.5 minutes of testing out here, and I suspect the market is moving higher. Why? Because the euro here is moving higher. When we came into the 9:30 segment, I believe, we was just looking at the 1-to-1 A to B equals CD out there that had completed. We saw no bearish candles. There were no signs that were built that said that the euro was going to start trading lower. In fact, what we said was it was likely to go up into the 1.272 level. That's what it is doing here. That's what it certainly appears to be doing, trading out right now at 130,600. Now, look, folks, today's close in the market is going to be very, very important. And today's close in the euro is going to be important out there. Why? Because you're coming in over a weekend. What is it that the markets want to do? What do the bulls want to do out there? Do they want to go home with long positions? You know, and I'd say you'd start over in Europe. There's a lot of non-believers out there, and I know all the different fundamental reasons that you can have for not wanting to be long the euro and all the problems out there, but I can tell you the large commercial traders and liquidity that's out there suggest just otherwise. So the big money is, saying it's going to be long and strong the euro. The euro really not doing anything more than just simply backing off, into an area that used to be resistance, now becomes support. It looks like I've got my data feed back up. Survived that. Looks like we've got the Dow up 61 points right now. The S&P's up 8, so I can now go back and take a look at things that are popping and dropping. But most importantly, folks, is to understand that today's close is important. Friday's closes are always important as you come into a weekend out there. So the wall of worry being climbed. Let's go take a look at the ETFs. Let's see how they are trading here. Right now, you've got the SPYs. Looks like they're trading into the September 14th swing point. That low, 146.76. Yeah, you're at 146.96 right now. Volume out there, 169 million shares. Going to need some juice. Yesterday came in with 124 million shares. Thus far today, 20 million shares. Now, you get a close inside the 146.76, that's the low, even if it's on light volume, says it's going to have a weekend to recharge to go tackle the highs. That would be 148.11, and if it has a weekend to rest and do that, could then take that out with volume out there. Let's go take a look at the other ETFs here for a moment. Let's go see what the diamonds are doing. Actually, let's go see what the small caps are doing, because that has been the weak link out here, and the small caps here gapping up. The small caps are coming into, the small caps might give us a signal or give it up at the September 25th downdraft out there. The high of that is 85.51. That's at 74 million shares were to the downside. Yesterday, pretty weak, 43 million shares as it tried. It's really to move higher. Yesterday was a sideways move. Today is a move higher. Thus far, only 6 million shares in the IWM. Let's go see what the Qs are doing out here. The Qs here, see what they are tackling. The Qs also a little bit of weakness. They're dealing with the September 25th level. The high there is 70.08. You're at 69.65. Folks, thanks so much for joining me. Stay tuned. The binary, the Nadex Bull Bear binary option hour coming up next. And remember, folks, you have an amazing power within yourself. And that power is so strong, you can produce miraculous outcomes. Go share an idea with somebody, folks. It's the best way to live. Thanks for being here. Have a great weekend. I look forward to seeing you soon.